And yeah, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? And happy Tuesday to you guys. Welcome to the NotBland Show. I'm your host, Dujunnea Bland, and I'm super excited today. This has been a bucket list interview for me. Um, you know, she's been in this business a long time, and it's pretty cool to see this new team formed and the execution that they have been able to really put forth 8 races into the season with everything having to come together, you know, virtually last minute for the first race. It really is impressive to see what the team is doing over there. And, had a good showing out there at Thunder Valley. So, really excited to talk to Alexis today. And, of course, you guys know the drill. If you haven't subscribed to the show, please do at the NotBland Show. And give me some feedback. We are using a different streaming service today. We have moved over to Restream. So tell me what you think and how this thing's working out here. We want to first thank our sponsors. We want to thank sportsjourney.com, of course, my home, Drag Race Reference, Everything Nitro, and of course, our sponsor who come back again for this year, and I'm super excited to have them on board. It's Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. And this week, another week, guys, another week. I know last week I picked Alexis to go to the next round. Look, this thing's been ugly. It's been ugly for me, I know. If you guys are not involved in this thing, which I don't know what you're doing with your life, but if you're not involved, this is how you get involved. And after this commercial break, we'll have Alexis DeJoria.
Drag racing fans, check out Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It's the free, family-friendly fantasy bracket game. Now, after final qualifying at every national event, you can fill out your bracket for all the pro classes.
It's free, easy to click on your picks. If you need some help, just hit the randomizer button to fill in the blanks. It's for fun, stay engaged, and pick your winners today.
Well, that's how you do it. So make sure you get involved. It's going to be one heck of a weekend. Alexis, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing really good. Thank you for having me on your show. And I appreciate you picking me as the winner. I know a lot of people haven't, and I've been somewhat of the underdog as of late. But we're coming up. We're doing good.
A lot of underdogs have been upsetting top guys.
Yes, they have, especially at the last race. I'm like, come on. We finally get back up into the top of qualifying, and we get shut down first round. I'm like, woof. Dang.
That's drag racing.
It is. Yeah, humbling sport, to say the least.
Yes, it is. How did this whole thing with JCM come about? I know you've been with Del for a long, long time. You called him a mentor, and really, this is the first time, really in a long time, you've been without him. How did this whole thing with JCM come about?
So Del and I over this last season, I mean, we just it was brutal for the whole team. We just I don't know what was happening. It was like gremlin after gremlin. We just couldn't catch a break. We were fighting parts. Going out first round. If we didn't have bad luck, we didn't have any luck at all. It was one of those things. And we'd been running together for so long. And Del, I think, just was burnt out. He was like, you know what? I know what you want to accomplish, and I can't give that to you right now. He's like, I know to be competitive, you got to race all the races. And he's like, I'm just not, he's like, I just want to kind of dial it back. And he's like, but I'm going to help you. You've got my full support. I'm going to help you find another team. Like you can, you're going to do really good. And I think this is the best thing for both of us. And I was like, I get it. And I give you mad props for realizing that, and admitting hey, I'm burnt, man. I'm tired. Instead of still going and then just being exhausted and miserable. So yeah, it just took the last year just took a toll on both of us. We were just like, oh man, this can't be real. What's going on? And we had such a great run, and I have more power to him. I'm happy he's helping new drivers out right now. He's getting people licensed, and he's given, you know, new drivers a chance, and it's just really cool. I like seeing that, and have a lot of respect for him still, and we're friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I thought it was a good. I think it's really cool that he was able to just, admit that sometimes that doesn't happen.
No.
In Whether it's stick and ball sports or racing, it leaves the athlete, unable to be a free agent and find a home in enough time. So,
And we didn't have a lot of time. I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking about 2 months. I mean, it was like, are Dell and I going to continue? Am I not going to race at all? Am I going to race with this team or that team? And I talked to a couple teams, and they were just like, we don't have the bandwidth right now. Our cars didn't do good last year, so we're still trying to just get these cars to go. We can't be distracted by starting a new team. And Dell was like, why don't you talk to JCM? And I was like, okay. Like, I didn't really, they had a 2 dragster team, Tony Schumacher and Ida. And
Right.
I thought, like, they don't want a funny car in there. But, I did talk to Joe Maynard, and they were like, you know what, we've got some extra parts. We can do it. We've got the space at the shop. We've got some crew chiefs here that used to be funny car crew chiefs, obviously Mike Neff. It just fell into place. And it's unfortunate that Tony Schumacher's deal fell out of place. It had nothing to do with me. We were planning on being
Yeah.
teammates. In fact, we were stoked because he's my friend. He lives here in Austin.
Yeah.
Like, we've rode motorcycles together. Like, we're friends. And so that unfortunately didn't happen. But now, very organically, I'm on the very first all-female Nitro.
Right.
So that's cool. And
Yes.
She's an amazing teammate. She's incredible.
She really is. She's an amazing person. Have had her a few times on the show, and she is one amazing person. Very down to earth, and it was cool to see that kind of come together for you and her, for that matter. When you look at your season, you guys have 6 round wins. You're already beyond half of the win total you had for round win already
man.
in 8 races.
Oh, that's depressing, isn't it? But
it's actually impressive, though.
No, it's very impressive. I mean, our first race out, we exceeded our expectations by a mile. I mean, we had 1 car. We weren't able to get our second chassis or body yet. So we had 1 car, 1 chassis. And we went to the semifinals, and we ran good. We even blew up a couple times, managed to fix the body. We had some duct tape on there. Whatever happened, whatever we could do to make it to the next round, we made it happen.
That was amazing. And for such a young team, newly formed, coming together, and really not having a chance to breathe, really, coming into the season, to really have those things happen and to continue to be able to go rounds, that was impressive. But what I find even more impressive is the fact that you guys have been in 3 semifinals. You've only DNQ'd once. The car's running quite well. There's really not a whole lot of mistakes that at least we can see with the naked eye. And you're running in 390s.
Yeah.
That is absolutely impressive. 8 races in, and this thing basically got whipped together, a quick recipe to come to the season. That is really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
And you seem to be very, very comfortable right now. Like, you just seem to be like light.
I feel really settled with this team. I feel very, very I just feel so comfortable, so part of in such a short amount of time, and building that camaraderie and having that just that level of communication with your crew chiefs and your team. It takes time to build with a brand new team. Yeah. But I think with the small successes that we've had in such a short amount of time, it's really been a team bonding experience. So we're all just gelling. I mean, it's pretty amazing. I feel really blessed to be on this team right now. We've got a good thing going. And the way that Mike Neff and Todd Smith are going about tuning this car, they're very methodical. They've been, a bit on the reserve side and, not trying to go over center. And they're just kind of creeping up on it. We have so much left on the table. Obviously, at the last race, we really couldn't step on it. Us stepping on it a little bit got us in trouble, and we smoked tires. And Dave Richards just went right past me. I was like, oh man. That was his day, though. You know what? He had it in. He had a 037 light, and I was like, "More power to you, bro. It's all good. My day is done." And then I'm standing up there at the top, and I see the same thing happen to Austin Prock, and I'm like, "Oh wow, okay."
Yeah,
Like,
it was
what's
wild.
gonna happen today? It was a trip. So. We're going back to another hot track though this weekend in Virginia. Yeah.
Very. Hopefully that answers your question, Drag Race Mayhem. Memphis Lonnie says, "Do you, Alexis, envision a day with an all-female crew?"
You know what? If I don't see a lot of female women out there. Right now, if there was enough of them to make a team, maybe, but it's just a matter of desire, honestly. If there's plenty of females out there that want to race, not necessarily want to work on a team, but I don't know. I'm sure it'll happen one day.
Yeah, in due time.
Yeah.
Yeah, in due time. Here's another question from Blake. He says, "If you had a chance to race in Top Fuel someday, would you like to?"
I'd like to make some runs in a Top Fuel dragster, but my mission from day one is funny car. I'm by far not finished with what I've set out to do in the funny car class, but I do want to make some runs in the Top Fuel dragster just because I've never done it.
Yeah. What got you started? What was it about funny car of all of them that drew you to it?
They're so wily, I think, and just the personalities with the drivers, the fact that they're the hardest cars to drive out there in Nitro, and I think a lot of the ranks, honestly, next to like Pro Mod or Top Alcohol Funny Car. Those cars are you got to wheel them, but funny car is definitely the most challenging, and I just think they're just badass looking.
Yeah,
cool.
They are.
People like John Force, people like Del Worsham, really got my attention, and I just thought they were the coolest ever, and I was like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, that I'm too afraid to have an engine in front of me, but with all these Top Fuel cars showing up, I'd rather be in a funny car just for the simple fact that field is not as crowded right now, especially next year. Top Fuel is going to be crowded. Funny car's not nearly as crowded, so I think I would do it.
Yeah.
Might not like that fire in front of me, but it would be an easier class to actually have an opportunity to qualify in.
Right. Yeah, there's been some races where there was only 14 cars. In fact, the last race we were at, I think there was only 14 dragsters, but there was, I don't know, maybe 19 funny cars. So it's been kind of back and forth.
It has been.
Yeah. I like to see more cars showing up in funny car. And actually, we've got a new female funny car driver. I think she's good till, what did she say? Norwalk. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's up with all these girls are all joining the Top Fuel ranks and all these new drivers? And I'm like, come on to the funny car ranks. It's way
right. It's cooler.
Yeah, it's cooler. I don't know. It's cool. I've been going solo for so long, ever since Courtney left, and I took my hiatus to be home with my daughters, and so now that I've been back, there hasn't been any other girls joining me, so it was cool to have another female out there in the funny car.
Yeah, and I think she's going to be great.
I think so too.
She is just a natural behind the wheel, and she did a great job on a track that's very tricky out there in Bristol.
She did, and with someone like Dell mentoring her, Yeah, that man can drive.
AJ
But
says top 5 moment of his racing career so far. Alexis serving me shots of Bandero at Ashley Force's house.
oh yeah, that was fun. I was determined to get all the girls to do a shot with me.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
as well
Uh,
as the whole teams, but they were game. But the girls, that was a little bit. I had to take a little bit more time to get them to do it, but it was really fun. Yeah, no doubt.
yeah. Um, Going to Virginia now. Looks like temperatures are going to be in the 90s, so another hot racetrack. Probably one of the smoothest surfaces that we go to
It
in the
is.
circuit. What are some of the nuances that you find that give you a little bit of difficulty, or you really like about this racetrack, even though in the last 2 races it's been extremely hot?
It has been, and this weekend's going to be no different. I looked at the weather, and it's going to be anywhere from 92 to 95 on Sunday. It's a 2-day race, so we're going to have 3 runs on Saturday and then race on Sunday. And like you said, the track surface is very smooth. There's no bumps in it, so that's on our side for sure. But the heat can be very tricky, especially when you're sitting in the car for a while. If there's like an oil down or something and your eyelids start sweating into your eyes and you're like, trying to like blot your eyes with your gloves and you're getting
Yeah.
clutch dust in your eyes and like, oh gosh, it's crazy. But I'm excited just to make more runs with this team and this car.
Yeah. You like the 2-day event?
I do. I think I think it's easier on the pocketbooks for the teams. Obviously, less time in the hotels.
Yeah.
I do honestly. I do like the 2-day events. I think it makes more sense.
Speaking of hot tracks, Memphis Lonnie had a great question. He said, how do you rate yourself as a peddler in a pedal fest now? You seem to be able to catch tire shake and smoke them better than ever now.
I've had a lot of practice doing that, and again, working with someone like Del Worsham, who's driven funny cars since he was 18, he taught me well, and I can honestly say I am one of the best, and I've beaten the best. So, and that made me feel like, okay, I'm there. I got it now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, we're gonna go with some fun stuff here. First question. What's the pre-race game like? Are you superstitious? What's the pre-race game like for you?
I try not to overexert myself. No interviews on race day, obviously. If I've got a little bit of time, I'll go to the back of the ropes and I'll sign some autographs. But for the most part, I try to stay to myself. I'll have like a light breakfast, just make sure all my stuff is in order, kind of get in that zone, listen to music, visualize, and practice my reaction times.
What's the tunes? Brittany says she listens to the same song all day. What's your tunes?
I can't listen to the same song all day. Right before I get in the car, when they say, all right, let's like get suited up, I'll put on certain songs. But for the most part, it kind of is like how I feel. I might put on some like hardcore gangster rap, or I might put on some death metal, or I might put on some punk rock. Like it just really depends, or classic rock. But usually there's just a few songs that like get in my head that like, okay, this is like getting me like exactly where I want to be, like upbeat enough, but like hardcore where it's like, I'm going to slay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What's in your rotation right now as far as music?
Gojira, they're from France. They're pretty badass. They kind of sound like Sepultura.
Really?
I've got Suicide Boys. Anything from Wu-Tang Clan. I love the Wu-Tang Clan.
Me too.
Let's see. Gosh. I have such a wide range. Like I listen to so much new music too. I forget the names of the bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, Metallica is always a good one. Yeah, I don't know. It's it varies.
That's a good list. I like that list. Are you sticking ball sports person or just racing?
I like to play stick and ball sports, but watching it on TV, I'm not big on that. I
Yeah.
like football and I like hockey.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
hockey series between Edmonton and the Florida Panthers was great.
Yeah.
It's better than the NBA finals right now. Yeah, that was awesome. I was enjoying that myself. Really good stuff from hockey for sure.
Yeah, it's cool too. I think it's like one of the last badass sports where they'll just throw down, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They handle it
Yeah.
in on the ring right there when
Yes,
they don't like
exactly.
somebody. I
Yeah.
like that too. If you could go back to talk to young Alexis DeJoria, what would you tell her?
I would have started racing sooner. I waited till after I was a mom. I mean, I had my daughter when I was 24, and I street raced before that. So, I mean, that's everybody gets their start somewhere, but that's
Yeah,
where I got the bug for racing. But I would have started sooner in NHRA.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I street race too, but you know, I don't talk about it too much.
Yeah, we're not talking about this right now live on your podcast.
Yeah,
No,
right.
this conversation never happened.
Never happened.
No.
Never happened at all. Uh, Man, it's just I am extremely excited about what's in store for the second half of the season. Have you guys added any more races to the season, or you're sticking pretty much to the schedule?
We're sticking to the schedule. I know there's that one race. It's like some kind of shootout race, but I believe they're only inviting like 2 funny car teams and 2 dragster teams, and it's in between races. But I don't think we're going to do that this year. But no, we're sticking to our NHRA circuit.
Awesome. Awesome. I am really excited to see what happens here in the second half of the season. You're in the zone. You seem very relaxed, and the team seems to be coming together. It came together quickly, and I think this past two weeks ago at the Thunder Valley Nationals, I think you guys found something there that you can take that momentum right into race day here in Richmond, despite the track issues we had out there in Thunder Valley. But I really do. I think you guys have something going here, and I'm excited to see what Alexis DeJoria does this next 2 quarters of the regular season.
Me too, man. And working with Mike Neff and Todd Smith has been such a dream. I mean, they complement each other so well. They're so even keeled. They're so chill. It's like, it's really awesome. Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm excited to see what's to come.
Yeah. Well, Alexis, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for coming on the show. And I hope to have you back on the show, and we talk about you winning and having a Wally this season.
Yes, I believe it's going to happen. I do.
I think so. It's coming.
I've got faith.
Me too. Me
Right
too.
on.
Thank you, Alexis. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it too. Thank you, man.
Alexis DeJoria, everybody. Man, we've had a really cool couple of weeks. We had Dave Richards last week, Alexis this week. I don't know how I top it for next week. I really don't. Man, I appreciate you guys commenting as well and asking questions. Always good there. I appreciate you guys and your participation. And AJ England was in the comments. Make sure you guys check out the Late Lap. He's got a cool thing going on, which I think it's NASCAR 2000. He was like, he's racing for the championship there. He's doing something a little different outside of the box when it comes to the show. And I like outside of the box. And that was pretty cool. That's one of the best NASCAR games that was ever invented. I love that game. A lot of realistic stuff. It was fun to play for sure. And, he's got some great stuff. If you missed any of his shows there, you just go to The Late Lap on YouTube. Check that out, man. Good stuff coming from my guy AJ. And we saw the next crew chief. He gonna sit up here and say, no, it's not. That's not me. But we saw Mr. Ryan Elliott in the comments too. You know, if I'm starting a team and I'm starting a funny car team, he's my crew chief. I'm calling him first. Look, it's Dave W. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. He's also leading our points. He's gapped me. I think it's like 68 points we talked about in our drag race bracket bonanza. When we come back, man, we're going to go ahead and look ahead at Virginia. We're going to talk about some new digs that are coming out. And we might even touch on some other topics outside of the world of NHRA. But you guys will likely stir the conversation. So after this break, we'll talk about Virginia. Talking Funny Cars with Buddy Hall will be back. Pomona is when they plan on shooting. So it will be another great season. The Telly Award winner, Buddy Hall. Pretty cool. So in the meantime, you can watch all the other episodes on the NHRA Fast channel. I believe they have some of the episodes up on their YouTube channel as well. Well, coming into Virginia here, last week we talked, or 2 weeks, was it last week? Last week we talked about it, and there was only 13 funny cars, or top fuel cars. There's now one extra. 14 will be there in Virginia. We have a full field of funny cars now. 16. It was 15 previously when we talked last. 17 pro stock motorcycles. I believe her name is Destiny Spurlock. We've seen her on occasion, I believe, dip her toe here. Apparently, she had been testing for a couple weeks in Indy on an Arana bike and will be in the lineup for Pro Stock Motorcycle. What I'm excited about too, this is my family, Kelly Clance's home race, just south of where we live in Southern Maryland. This is the home track here, and she will be back as well. They've been able to put up some nice numbers when it comes into qualifying. Just got to translate to race day and develop a level of consistency. But they can run with the best of them. They finally got that bike back to where it was before it got laid down when that happened, and it changed everything. But it seems like they found the groove once again. As we all know, Buddy Hall, what do they not do when it comes to paint schemes? But we got another one. They're bringing back the Blaze exhaust probes again. And this one's a beauty. Gotta love it. Great stuff. They always have some really cool schemes. I forgot to show all the pictures here, but these pictures are courtesy of, a teammate, as I do help out with Competition Plus. Adam Dobbs, he provided us with those pictures there. I was just out of it. But he got some really good shots of Alexis at the Thunder Valley Nationals. This is what TSR is bringing to the table, as American Rebel Light will be, I believe, the sponsor of this thing. So they will be carrying those colors again, and I'm sure they'll be popping a few of those, especially if they win. But that's their colors for this weekend. I believe Josh is back in the RL Carriers for this upcoming weekend as well. So many people this weekend looking to kind of rebound a little bit from where they were last weekend. I am really looking, I don't know who you guys are looking towards, but I am looking at a lot of force cars here. That's a good one, and I'll get to that, Blake. I'm looking at a lot of the force cars here, mainly Austin. I want to see what Austin does. This is like the second time that they've had something happen. He was not happy, and those of you who thought that was unprofessional, I don't get what you're talking about. I mean, the guy showed true emotion, a level of frustration, and he wants to win. That's what competitors do. I guess you don't watch enough stick and ball sports to see that, but that's what competitors do, and I wouldn't expect anything less from him. The question is how he will respond. How will the team respond coming into Virginia? Another hot racetrack where it seems like that car has kind of been a Jekyll and Hyde, especially in tricky situations. So we'll see. Brittany Force, the queen of speed, what will they do this weekend? We've seen 341 and see them run 340 like it was going out of style. They make it look so easy. They've seamlessly qualified well in some instances. Sometimes it just didn't show up on race day. Tough situation though last week. Right lane was tough, and those who got down it were geniuses for the day. Geniuses. I'm really interested to see what they do. Paul Lee is another one. Has been in the situation, been in the vicinity of striking to get another win, and just not executing enough when it matters. You look at Will, what's his name here? I forgot the guy's name who rode the rental bike last week. I know one of you will tell me. But I'm interested to see if he can rebound. It's unfortunate. It's Braden Davis. I'm interested to see if he can rebound. He had the win. He had it in the bag. The bike was running exceptionally well. He was riding it exceptionally well. Looked like Gage was on it when he was riding it. So had that one miscue. And like they say, pressure busts pipes. And a little bit of pressure and made a mistake, critical mistake at that, and cost him. We'll see if he can rebound this weekend and turn that mistake into a win. It will be. I'm excited about the whole pro stock motorcycle class. It's unfortunate that we don't get pro stock this weekend, so folks are going to simmer on what happened here over this past week. And I'll get to Blake's question right out of the gate. He asked, you should have Erica Enders on your show. We talked to her on the Power Hour 2 weeks ago. Or was it last week? We're having, which you want to tune in, we will be having Richard Freeman tonight. He's going to have a lot to say. And he's not going to steer away from the smoke. Let's make that clear. Yeah, I know, right? It is. Look, I like our fans a lot, but bro, some I question. I really do. Memphis Lonnie says it's a shame with the timing of the pro stock. That's my whole thing. It is bad timing. I don't understand. I guess because you have 3 pros, you would, it shortens the time. And thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. It shortens the time, but I don't see why they're not here. And now we got to wait 2 weeks, which it probably could be better because this track at Norwalk is similar to Bristol, where teams are funneled one way out. There's no double exits or a way to get away from. We have this same situation where these 2 teams are going to be coming together as they exit, off the track here. So it's going to be interesting. This is going to simmer for another week, and I don't think this is over. I think this is going to be a knockout drag out here, especially on the racetrack. And KB's trying not to let them catch up at all. They're trying to keep their foot on the pedal, keep things going strong, and keep throttling these guys. But this whole situation is interesting. I'll say it again. I applaud the NHRA and their being transparent. Let's just hope that this isn't a one-time thing. I do feel like Elite has been made an example of. And the reason why I say that is you had two other incidences that you had an opportunity to, you could have rectified the situation that you had with Antron Brown, who got ahead of it before they did. That should never happen. But even though he did, you guys still should have put out a statement. We did not get an email. Media did not get an email about that. I found that out from Antron. Then you have the Pro Mod disqualification. We got that email immediately, but there was no statement put out about that on social media. Should have. Open book, transparency, right? So that's two incidences right from the jump before we ever even get to the further investigation, which, like I said, they dropped that email about this incident at 10 o'clock at night, Eastern. I call it under the cover of night, as if we weren't going to see that, thinking we were asleep. And no, we weren't. I did not like that because I feel they knew hours before. And I will ask that question because I want to know how quickly Tech knew that there was a issue or, something that was foreign that was not acceptable. And then all of a sudden we see the transparency after that, which I applaud and I'm not crapping on. It just seems like they're making an example of them, and it should have been done two other times. Just saying. That's my thought. I don't know what your thoughts are on it. Memphis Lonnie says KB Titan announced earlier today the promotion of a new crew chief, Jim Cornette. If I pronounced that correctly. You always add. You gotta add to teams, I guess. And never too much brain trust. Dave W says, I'm throwing out this hot take opinion. With Jags having a big presence in Columbus and the recent Elite NHRA issue, they bring their cars to IHRA Columbus and take all the 500 cubic inch money. That is a take. That is a take. And that's a take that we're going to make sure we snip and use as a short. Because that would be a real white glove to the face. Wouldn't it? Could you imagine? I mean, why not? Right? And the purses are pretty darn good. So it's not like you're missing out on anything. Right? That's a take, guys. I like that take. I don't know about you guys, but I like that take. Hot take coming in, but that one's makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Blake says I will be tuning in. Yes, yeah, please do. This is going to be, this one's going to be good. It's going to be real good because Richard is not holding back. We can bet on that. Drag Race Mayhem says NHRA only seems to be transparent when the person who got penalized complains. Look at Tasca last year with the manifolds. Yes, but we have never seen them put out a social media post. They were vocal about it, but we never saw them put out a social media post about it, at least to my recollection. Lonnie with the jokes. I thought that's what you meant, but haha. There's Richard Freeman was a former IHRA Pro Stock driver too. That you have a great argument. A lot of clues there, and I'll take for one of my colleagues. I would keep my eyes open and use your clues. Maybe we hint around that tonight. I don't think they would expose that. I think they would just hit him with a surprise and not show up. Yeah, guaranteed money, and it's good money. That's the key. It is good money, and we'll definitely look into Tony Schumacher as well. Got a lot of people lined up right now that I'm working through, but yeah, definitely we'll do that, Blake. Drag Race Mayhem says they put out a post for Tasca last year. Okay, then I forgot about that. But consistency, right, is what we need. And every other form of motorsports does it. So there's no reason why it can't be done for the NHRA. It's my man, Nitro Performance Guy. He says they need to let us know this is why it's so mysterious. Yeah, it's just about, and with this, they were very specific. They explained it very well. They also included the rule that they claimed that was broken. And I think the biggest part of it all was their concern for safety. At least that's what it seems like. Because yes, they use them for other classes, not necessarily this class. My understanding is that it adds weight to the car. And my thing was, why would you add what pro stock team wants to add weight? Now you could add that and then, take away weight from somewhere else. There's ways to, to adjust, but that requires some work, and maybe they use them during their time trying to learn and test and get better, and we're able to find that medium. So it'll be interesting. I'm really excited for Pro Stock. It's sad that it's 2 weeks from now, but I think we're going to get a better Pro Stock showing in 2 weeks. That's if they don't pull what Dave says they might pull. And I would not be surprised at all. So let's go to the points here. And I'll go to funny cars since we talked to Alexis. And Alexis is 9th right now. And really the best funny cars are the JFR cars. Paul Lee sits in 2nd. You have Austin still 1st. Jack Beckman 3rd. They're top 3. And then, believe it or not, at 496 is Ron Capps. And 487 is in 5th is Matt Hagan. So it's a decent sized gap. It's about, I think Capps is 100 points out. He's 100 points flat out of 1st. So the first top 3 cars are tight. And then from 4 to 6 are tight. And then 7 through 10 are tight. So it's kind of, those are the groups you have right there. Better late than never. Better late than never. Hello. And she has some cool stuff up too. You want to check that out as well. And you can always go back and watch the Alexis interview. It was really a pleasure having her on the show. But I look at the top 10, and there's a lot of cars that are making moves right now. Cruiser seems like they're finding a little bit level of consistency, and they were able to go rounds. I thought they should have gone more rounds at Thunder Valley. Didn't happen, but they seem to have found their groove right after that big explosion that they had. You look at Chad Green. I think he's out of that group from 7 to 9 is probably the one that's been a little bit iffy. He started out fast early and it's kind of cooled off a little bit. Daniel Wilkerson seems to be getting that ball rolling with the car, and they seem to be finding their legs a little bit. JR, they seem to have found a little bit more and a little bit more consistency. Of course, as we talked about, Dickie Venables is bringing his playbook, and because it's his playbook, things are set up the way that he likes, and it's taken them a little bit to kind of find the right combination with this particular car chassis. You guys know, you guys are smart how all this works, and it takes time. Good thing is you have a countdown, so you can still chip away at it. It'll be interesting to see how they handle the third and fourth quarter of this regular season. As we've stated before, the fourth quarter is a short quarter. It is only 2 races. So you really have to get it going in this next 4 races in the third quarter is where you want to start making your move, especially if you're trying to, chase down that regular season champ and get that money for your team. So the moves have to be made starting in Virginia. And I think those cars who have been able to navigate a tricky racetrack that we've seen in the past are going to be the ones that I think have the success. We'll see if Austin Prock and team can find that. They haven't been so lucky or so consistent as of late on a tricky racetrack. It's bit them a few times. So it'll be interesting to see. Paul Lee, same thing, seems to sometimes have that tune-up, and then at times, at the most inopportune times, they smoke them up 60 foot out. So it can go either way in Funny Car. It's going to be a battle, though, and I'm looking forward to the second half of the season. Tony Stewart in the lead, Top Fuel. Really cool stuff there. I am not sure. I'm not sure how long you can hang on. I know everybody's waiting for the time when the bottom falls out, but right now they've proven that they can continue to consistently run those numbers necessary to win races, and they adapt very well to the conditions. Neil Strasbaugh has done an excellent job of adapting to all these tricky conditions that these crew chiefs have faced from Friday to Sunday. It's never the same, and they've done it the best, and that's why they're sitting on top. Sean Langdon started out hot. He's had a couple races where it hasn't been so good for him. Antron, same thing. Justin looked like he was going to get back to where he used to be, and this may be great for him. It really may be great for him. He started off the season fast for the last 2 years, and same result. And the ending, and what the end-all be-all is with them not winning a championship is having first-round exits in the countdown. You can't have that. And they've had it 2 years in a row, and it's cost them. So maybe this slow start is better. I'll say the same thing for Bob Tasker. He's bringing out new tube this weekend, by the way. Trashed the other one, that one to the dump. They're bringing out new pipe this week, new car. We'll see how this thing performs because they need to pick it up. They are way off from last year. Nowhere near. They're not even in the ballpark. They're not even in the parking lot. As a matter of fact, they're not even on the highway to the ballpark. They got to get this thing going. You basically have 6 races left in the regular season. So the moves have to be made. The progress needs to be trending up as you go in to the countdown. I'm looking at Steve Torrance here, and he got a win. They've been close. They've had little things trip them up, and I thought and felt they should have won maybe 1 or 2 more of these things, or at least been in the conversation. They've had some things trip them up at the most inopportune time, and they finally got it done on a tricky racetrack out there at Thunder Valley. And we're waiting. We're waiting. Will the real Josh Hart please stand up? Will the real Ron Douglas please stand up? Ton of consistency earlier in the year. We saw it in the Pro Superstar Shootout. We saw it earlier in the season, and it's just tapered off as we've gone. Now, granted, tricky conditions for all 3 days of a race. But everybody's dealing with the same thing. They've got to find a way. This is the time to turn this thing around now and start trending in the right direction. They have all the parts, pieces, and they have the team to do it and to be able to hoist the Wallies. It just all has to come together. And it just hasn't just yet. So hopefully we see a turn of the tide for them. And Pro Stock Motorcycle, what would you say how many bikes we have in this run right now that have potential? I think it's your top 4. Gage, Matt Smith, Richard Gatson, Chase Van Zandt. And I guess you can throw in Braden Davis, but, well, he's got 117 points, guys. If he can continue to go rounds, this cat pops himself into the top 10 because the bump at 10 is 154. Mark Ingerson. Dave says 6. He says 6 bikes. Those top 4 are tough. And I feel like Chase is starting to find what they had at the end of last season. They were running strong numbers, and they were putting down excellent laps on a consistent basis. It was cool to see Steve Johnson go rounds. We'll see how the progression goes. The others are just underachieving right now. That's just all there's to it. That's all I can say. I still think this is Gage's championship to lose, but I do believe he's got 3 bikes nipping at his heels and, gonna make this thing interesting as we get into the countdown to the championship. So super cool stuff. A lot of great racing going to be coming up. You're going to get a 2-dayer this weekend. We have no Friday qualifying this Friday. Saturday will be your qualifying day. You'll have all 3 rounds in the Mission Foods and everywhere. You'll have the Mission Foods Too Fast, Too Tasty as well. So all that will be playing out on Saturday, and Sunday is race day. Should be a blast. It always is a fun time and a good race out there at Virginia Motorsports Park. I'll close this thing out with a little wrestling talk. And, for all of the WWE apologists, I think you need to wipe the goop out of your eyes. This thing hasn't been good since WrestleMania 41. They delivered a big fat dud in WrestleMania 41. Everything that we're seeing right now, from this move that the wise man Paul Heyman makes to Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker and the group, it seems just like it's just flailing around. There's nothing really going on. CM Punk, I know people chant this guy's name, but he ain't putting out anything special. I don't think those promos are great. Tell his writers that they did a good job, because he's not going off script. And he ain't saying nothing that is powerful or anything we haven't heard from him. It's very bland, no pun intended to myself. But tell me when I'm telling lies. The fact that they took the title off of Jey Uso to bring back a bald old guy who has never in his life been able to wrestle is a complete and utter joke. And I understand, they had an in, right? Because Gunther was in Atlanta and he just so happened to be there, and he mouthed off it to his son. So they had an in way to kind of make this and tie this together, right? But you're not fooling me with that garbage. It's hot trash. And to take the title off a guy who is more than over, the way you booked him was terrible. I don't know what they're doing. And the product's not great. I mean, I don't feel like I don't feel like I missed anything, and I don't feel like there's anything that jumps out at me. It has moments, and that's with Raw and SmackDown, but as an overall show, it's not that great. But you'll sit here and you'll listen to wrestling fans and people who are just strictly WWE apologists, and they will crap on what AEW is doing, yet they are actually putting together real storylines and a quality product that has compelling stories. There's nothing compelling going on. I don't care about Becky Lynch winning the title. We've seen that. And with Bayley coming back, we've seen these two. Don't care. No one cares. It's just not good. It's going back to the well. It feels a really early 2000-ish, doesn't it? They give you a little bit. The fans will complain. They'll give you what you want. And then they'll take it away and go back to this bland, boring, we're just throwing matches together because we can, with really no substance at all. So I don't know whether there's a power struggle or not, but I will say this. We thought Triple H was a genius, and he fooled us all. We all got duped. Because in the big picture, in reality, especially from what we've seen here since WrestleMania 41, this man ain't no different than Vince. It's the same old, same old. Bring back old guys. Have this weird John Cena thing going on that he didn't completely buy into and couldn't buy into because Rock didn't want to steal the moment. Bull crap. We'll see what happens after the draft, but we thought that we'd have something compelling here going forward with all this movement, with all this Paul Heyman movement, with all this stuff going on. And it really hasn't been anything to write home to mama about. And that is sad. Hopefully this doesn't stay like this, but I wouldn't, if I were you, I would not get my hopes up at all. At all. Because we're seeing a repeat here. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Man, it's just, one of those things. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are on our hour, and man, this was pretty good. This was pretty good. You guys said it came across well. Happy about that. And we had to make a move, man. I don't like being bamboozled for cash. But this is really, really good. It's been seamless. As you guys can see, I've kind of gone with the retro look comments here. And this will be fun. It seemed like the guests really figured out here. I was wondering if they were going to be able to figure out how to get in versus coming into a StreamYard deal. But guys, I appreciate all the new subscribers. We're here at like 5 away to milestone of 200 subscribers. So continue to tell a friend to tell a friend. This is good stuff coming on over here. And as we get going and as football gets going, we'll start sprinkling that a little bit in right now. But we are in full drag race mode. I can't wait to see what really happens here with the NHRA. They're right around the corner for their first event. A lot of good stuff going on. So it's going to be fun. Come on over to the Power Hour. We're going to have Richard Freeman on, and we're going to talk drag racing, but it should be a great time. I expect him to lay down some fire. He's not going to steer away from the questions, and he's going to speak his mind. I like that. It's going to be fun. Well, for Everything Nitro, for Sports Journey, for where we get our stats from, Drag Race Reference, you should too, dragracereference.com, and of course, our sponsor, Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. I'm Dujunnea Bland. This has been the NotBland Show. And until next time, people, y'all be good. See you next Tuesday.